This is Bruce Boudreau, head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take all in one take. It's indeed Clay's Canucks commentary for Sunday, October the 2nd. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Moderators, already in advance, thank you. You know what you got to do. We had a good chat today, some of us. Just make sure that you are repping and repping well, and I thank you in advance for your good work. Sponsors, sponsors I'll get to halfway through the show, but I want to thank members as well, legends, Hall of Fame members, and franchise members. We had a wonderful Zoom chat, legend and Hall of Fame members. That's one of the perks you get as a Hall of Fame and up. So we had a wonderful chat earlier today. And of course, to all of you, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston in Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the province, in the country, on the continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I do not take you for granted. I know that you could be watching, doing anything else right now, but the fact that you're here with me, maybe it's simply to win a pair of tickets to this Friday's game, which I'll get to in a little bit, but maybe that's why you're here, and that's fine. But I appreciate you, and I love the community that we are building here. So like this video, like the fact that we're together tonight, and like the fact that we are indeed going to be doing a giveaway in about half an hour from now. Actually, that is wrong. That should not say 10:35. I better fix that because you're going to say, well, that's going to be in 5 minutes. We're actually going to do it at 11:05 tonight. So same as when I did the other giveaway, we will kind of stop the podcast first, and then we will do all of that. So make sure that you're here for that if you want a chance to win some tickets to the game on Friday night. And if you're listening on a podcast platform as opposed to watching right here on YouTube, then I invite you to rate and review that podcast, the podcast as you listen as well. So today, because it's Sunday, we go for twice as long, but again, I will cut off the podcast about 35 minutes in or so. Then we will do the giveaway, and then we will play our 3 games of Ordle, Gordle, and Wordle. So I'm glad that you're all here, and I want to make sure, Carol, I hope that you're okay. We did notice that you weren't on the Zoom chat, so I hope that you're doing okay, but I'm glad that you're here, and it makes sense. If you had to miss it for more important stuff, I certainly understand. And Mills here says, don't forget to like the button. Mills89, pretty smart person. So follow Mills's example and hit the like button for sure. You know the drill. I'll speak for the first half, for the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then I will turn it over to you, answer as many of your questions as I can, and then we will do the giveaway in about half an hour from now. So this is where we're at, Canucks fans. We are cheering for a team that has not win. That's good English there, Clay. Has not won in 4 preseason games. Now, I think last week, that was right after the 2 split squad games against Calgary, both a loss here and a loss there. And I said, how concerned were you? And I think it was like close to 90% saying, not concerned. It's so easy. Now, since then, we've also lost to Seattle twice. So I put it up on Twitter. I didn't put it up here in the comments here. And I said, basically on Twitter, I said this. How concerned are you that the Canucks are still winless after 4 preseason games? And over 500 people have voted in the 3 hours that I've had it up. And 42% saying not at all concerned that we're 0-2-2 or 0-4 basically. So 42% said not at all, 45% saying a bit concerned. So then 9% said a lot concerned, and 4% said I'm freaking out. So one way you could say, if you took the not at all as 42 and everything else as showing a bit of concern, you have 58% concerned, 42% not concerned. Or you can also kind of put a bit concerned with the not at all and say that 87% of people are not overly concerned right now. Bottom line is there's 13% that said a lot or I'm freaking out. So I keep saying this, you guys, but it's so true. If we're going to sit here and say, yeah, it's only preseason, they're still not rolling out a full lineup, they're still working out chemistry, there's still guys auditioning for the team, I get that. And I have a lot of time for that argument of, even though the other teams still haven't iced their full lineups either, that it is preseason. So I get that. I also, though, think it's reasonable to hope for at least a win or two so you have a bit of momentum. Now, some people say the preseason has absolutely nothing to do with the regular season. And there have been examples of teams that have done very poorly in the regular season, preseason, and done really well in the regular season. And then there's lesser examples, but there's still examples of teams that have rocked it in the preseason and then not done well when the regular season started. I think those are two extreme examples. I'm fine if the Canucks come out of the preseason with a losing record, but I still think that I'd like to see them win 2 out of the last 3 games, just so they can feel good about themselves heading into the regular season. And those 3 games are a game in in Edmonton tomorrow on Monday, a game here hosting Edmonton, technically in Abbotsford. So it's in Abbotsford. It's technically a home game. That's what I meant to say. And then the final game of the preseason this Friday, which you are able to enter. And King RJ, look at the screen. It says right there that we're doing the giveaway at approximately 11:05 p.m. Now, there are some people that saying, well, it's kind of been a bit of a rocky 2 weeks because you had, once you got through the summer and you had the JT Miller signing, there's still a few question marks. On the ice, they've scored only 5 goals in the 4 games. There hasn't been a lot of chemistry shown, especially on the D pairings. I'm not so worried about the goaltending, truly. I'm not so worried about the forwards. But yeah, so they've only scored 5 goals in 4 games. Not a lot of chemistry on the blue line. Still, the jury is out on Quinn Hughes on the right side. Brock Besser's hurt. Ilya Mikheyev is hurt. Travis Dermott is hurt. So that's not great. That's 3 of your starting guys for sure. And those are all the issues on the ice, punctuated by the fact that we're 0-4. Then off the ice, of course, I'd say there are 3 really big things looming. One of them is the Francesco Aquilini story, which I don't want to spend too much time getting into. Another one is the Rachel Doerrie story. Again, I don't want to spend too much time getting into. And then there's the Bo Horvat story, where in the story is there he does not have a contract. And I admit, I was hopeful that something would be done. There's still another week of preseason, another week and a half technically. Canucks don't start until the 12th. So there still is some time, for sure. But I did think that we'd hear a little bit more. Now, I know that this current management structure is very, very tight when it comes to the leaks. And dare I say that is one theory going around with Rachel Doerrie, and I talked about this in my Ask Me Anything today, is there's one theory is that she may have had looser lips from a standpoint of sharing rumors or whatever it may be, and that's one reason why she left. I'm only repeating what I've heard. I'm certainly not going to sit here at all and say that that's the absolute truth, but that is one working theory that I've heard out there. So there's all those things to consider. On the ice, 5 goals in 4 games, not a lot of chemistry. Besser, Mikheyev, Dermott hurt. Off the ice, Aquilini, Doerrie, no contract for Horvat. So that's already 6 things or 6 factors that you can kind of point to. Now, maybe every single team across the league is also going through a similar thing. I'm not at all saying that we are the only team that is going through a tricky patch, and there's PTOs being signed every day, or PTOs being turned into contracts. There's guys going on waivers. There's minor league players getting cut. So we're going to see a lot of activity not just with the Canucks, but in the entire NHL over the next week. So that will be something to keep an eye on as well. But obviously, as Canucks fans, we are going to be most concerned about what happens here in Vancouver. A couple mentioned you saying that they're surprised that there are only 3 cuts so far. Yeah, there's 3 cuts. The Canucks have barely cut anyone, really, when you think about it. I think they had the 8 on the one day and then 3 today. So that you might say, well, Clay, that's only 11 players. But at the same time, the Canucks very clearly, actually coming on to training camp, they almost immediately split into the top half and the bottom half, meaning that the guys that are basically fighting for a spot on the big club, and then they put all the rest of the players in the second half, and that's how they've been practicing. And then what they do when they've played their exhibition games is they've taken players from both groups with leaning towards, of course, the main group. So I expect over the final 3 games that we're going to see more of OEL and Hughes. Remember, they've only played that 1 game together. Yeah, I think that has Hughes only played 1. Yeah, he's only played 1 of the preseason games, right? Because he didn't play in the split squads, if memory serves me correct. Then they did play when they hosted Seattle on the whatever day that was, Thursday, and then they didn't play in Seattle yesterday. So I expect Hughes and OEL to play tomorrow night for sure. I expect, as soon as Travis Dermott's healthy, I'm sure he'll get to play. I think we've only seen Miller. No, Miller's played twice. I think all the forwards have played twice now. Miller, the big ones, Miller, Horvat, and Pettersson. So we'll start to see those combinations firmed up a bit. My guess is in the final 3 games. Well, you'll probably still see Dickinson, Lazar, and Joshua. You'll probably see less of Dries, DiGiuseppe, and Neil Zaman. However, as I said in my chat today, in my video, someone did ask me to predict the starting lines for this season, which is now only 2 weeks away, or not even 12 days away, 10 days away. That's good math, Clay. 12 minus 2 is 10. So October 12th, when the Canucks open in Edmonton, we can safely say that Brock Besser isn't going to be in the lineup. But I think Ilya Mikheyev is the wild card. He could be skating as early as tomorrow, and then he might be fine by the end of this week, because they did say he was week to week. So if I had to guess, if Mikheyev was in the lineup for opening night, I would go Miller, Pearson, Garland, Pettersson, Kuzmenko, Podkolzin, Horvat, Höglander, Mikheyev. And then I'd go Dickinson, Joshua, Lazar. So that is my top 12. I would go OEL and Hughes. I would go Dermott with Myers. And I'd go Rathbone, Schenn. And Poolman would be my 7th defenseman. Burrows would be my 8th. Danny DeKeyser doesn't make the team. That's what I would do. I just don't think that Poolman has shown enough. I think he had a really, really rough game yesterday. Now, if Mikheyev is hurt, then that basically brings Lazar up to a top 9 spot, and then you have Phil DiGiuseppe filling in for him. Phil DiGiuseppe. So I would still go, of course, Miller, Pearson, Garland. I would still go Petey, Kuzmenko, Podkolzin. Then I would go, with no Mikheyev, I'd go Horvat, Höglander, Lazar. It's not the strongest line ever. And then I would go Dickinson, Joshua, and Phil DiGiuseppe as my 12th forward. So that's really what, to me, if we know that Brock's going to be out, and we know that Ilya Mikheyev is kind of the one that we're going to be watching with really, really, with a lot of interest, I think our starting 12, our 4-4 lines really depends on the health of Mikheyev. If he's in, he's in, obviously. What a silly thing to say. If he's not, then I think then you got to bring in a 12th forward. And to me, Phil DiGiuseppe has the edge for that spot ahead of Sheldon Dries, ahead of Neil Zaman, ahead of Linus Karlsson. Those are some of the other guys that they've kind of been auditioning, or at least playing for sure. And Justin Dowling, Harry, good question. Justin Dowling, I believe he's still injured, or he's not. Obviously, he hasn't been skating, hasn't been playing in any games just yet. We are halfway through. So before I get to your questions, I will ask you one as I do my sponsor read. And don't forget, at the halfway point, I'd like to remind you to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe so you can leave comments. Make sure you like this video. You're welcome to leave donations or gift memberships, whatever you want to do. I appreciate you guys being here. And my question to you is kind of what I led with. How concerned are you with the Canucks 0-2-2 start? Basically winless in 4 games with only 3 more games to go. So we already know that they can't have a winning record. They can be 500 technically, but they can't have a winning record purely. So how concerned are you right now with the Canucks slow start? Do you put a lot of stock into the 4 losses or hardly any of all? Put that in the chat right now. I'd love to know what you think. I want to give a shout out to my sponsors. First and foremost, my lead sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. I think Jason is in the chat. I think I saw him right here. Also, thank you to Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. As you can see on the scrolling banner, you can sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link performandtransform.ca/CanuckClay, and then Coach Patrick will take care of you for sure. Also to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork, to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor, and to Vessi Footwear as well. Use the code CanuckClay at checkout with Vessi.ca and you can get $15 off every single pair that you purchase. Let's do your questions and comments for the next 15 minutes or so, and then we will wrap up this part. We will do the giveaway and get going and play some games. Mills, wouldn't Hoglander be the 12th forward if no Besser? Yes, but that's what I'm saying. If there's no Besser, then Hoglander gets in the top 12, but he shoots all the way to the top 9. I don't think you play him as a 4th liner. Brian says, whatever, it's preseason. Jason says, puts no stock in anything. Johnny says, we have the will and the power to survive. Sounds like a song lyric. Scott says, the Kraken are a great team. Nothing to worry about. I sense a bit of sarcasm there. Jamie, not concerned, but really concerned with our defense. That's fair. Nux fan, it's just preseason. Zhao, quite, this D looks a tire fire without Hughes. So Zhao is quite concerned. Peter, I'm a little concerned still relying on Demko, and Pullman will always be known as the last Jim Benning signing. Yuck. Dominic, I'm purely concerned about the defense. I think our offense is super solid. Love to see them score a bit more. Major Moose, we could see a man opening night if the Canucks want a faster PK in the lineup without Mikheyev. That's true. Jasker, I'm not very concerned. I'm excited to see Myers and Pullman be in the top 3 in Hart and Norris consideration. Well, keep dreaming about that, Jaskrin. Justin, not too worried. If they start the season 0-5, then I'll be worried. Bruce, not worried yet. There are a lot of players that have been playing that won't be in the lineup. That's fair, but you can say that about other teams as well. Harry says, I'm not concerned. Still time for the Canucks to improve. David, I'd have to be very concerned if the Leafs, instead of having 6 points over 4 preseason, had earned it at the most 2. The Canucks should be much better than the rebuilding Habs. Well, that's the hope for sure. Want to give some love to Carol. Thank you. Clay, I hope we can talk at some time. We can talk. I had an issue with one of my workers. She was feeling like committing suicide. I hope we can pray privately at some point. Carol, thank you for the donation and thank you for sharing that. Yes, I will find a way to contact you over the next couple of days for sure. I really appreciate you sharing that. Mills, concerned about the effort or lack thereof, consistency issues from last year, and the talk from the offseason that has resulted in nothing so far by the vets. Don't care about the record. So Mills talks about the process as opposed to the results. I think that's a mature way of looking at it. Canucks game says no cheating. I agree. Fangirl, how many preseason goals do you think Miller gets? Well, he's only got 3 more games, so maybe one. Scott, I bet if they signed Boudreau to 3 to 5 years, they would have won some games. So you think it has to do with more his contract situation? Interesting. Jaskrin saying to Justin, I'd be concerned if they go 0-2. Forget about 0-5. Jacob, I'm a little concerned. I was watching JT and it felt like he was just there because he had to be. Yeah, and I know not all veterans are really putting it all their effort out right now. Funk Q says, not concerned. King RJ says, I'm in the midst of being concerned and not concerned. So a bit of both. Shannon's preseason, so I'm not too worried. Still building the team and getting the players in the right lines. That's fair. Justin says a lot of their regulars aren't bringing their full intensity. That's fair too, Bruce. But for players who are looking to make the team, they need to play more physical, and that's always the trick. Because you got guys that are really, really giving it because they want to make the team, and you have others that are just trying to make sure they don't get injured. Harry, thoughts on the Kraken's mascot? I have no thoughts. I'm not a big mascot guy, and he just looked like another goofy-looking animal. Derek, how much of the roster construction or lack thereof is management versus ownership? I'd like to think, Derek, that ownership isn't that involved, especially with Rutherford and Alvin. I think it's more of them, truly, than ownership. Would I do Garland for Marino? No, I think Marino's a tiny bit overrated, so I wouldn't do Garland for Marino. What are your thoughts on the Oh, no, I just answered that. Jaskrin, Grubauer started off great preseason last season and then finished with 889. Yes, not the best season, but really bad team, though. King RJ, somewhat still concerned since we are depending on our goalie too much and our defense isn't performing the way we want them to. Similar to last year. I agree. Have we been dressing our regular D in these losses? Yes. It's actually very close to our regular D, except we haven't had the full one with Hughes and Myers. Hughes and OEL. But they did have 4 of the 6 regulars last night for sure. Edmund says, ain't too worried preseason. Major Moose, a little concerned with the bad habits from last season. Yeah, I think Boudreau's concerned about that too. Truman, I don't think the Canucks D is much weaker than my Oilers. Welcome, Truman. Yes, some love to Carol for sure. Brian, hey, David, you should be worried about the Leafs getting on the first round. Okay, hypothetical Pat. Clay, Rutherford approaches you to lead their new creative branding department. You get to change the logo and color schemes. What would our new jerseys look like? You know, I would try and mix the black, orange, yellow colors with a more modernized logo. I can't really tell if I love my black skate, my flying skate so much because I love the flying skate, or it's because I like the colors. So I'd go black, orange, yellow with a modernized logo. That's what I'd do. Dominic, without Hughes, our defense can start a play or get out of our zone. So I really hope we do something. Oh, without Hughes, our defense can't start a play. Yes. Coach Rob's asking Carol about if she notified the police. Good point. Fangirl, do you still think a Horvat extension is happening behind the regular season? Before, I sure hope so, Fangirl, but getting more iffy for sure. Johnny, if the Canucks do really bad, it would be great if we can trade Miller at the deadline before the no trade kicks in. Yes, don't forget his no trade doesn't start until next season. Will Horvat be extended? I sure hope so, Harry. Jamie the Frog, the 2010-2011 team was 3-3, and we know obviously that team came 1 game short of winning the Stanley Cup. Great point. Mills, Clay, does it frighten you if 43-35 are ever out of the lineup? We're still relying heavily. Yeah, it does frighten me. We are so much weaker without those 2 guys for sure. I do think DeKaiser will be cut, Edmund. I just don't know when. How impressed are you with Dakota Joshua? I'm very excited with what he'd bring with his physicality. Love him. Met him at the golf tournament. Really enjoyed chatting with him. I think he's been great for the Canucks. A little bit quieter yesterday, but overall he's been great. Next time, I'm not sure if we're going to steal anyone off the waiver wire unless a good right shot D-man comes up, but those are tough. Boy makes Gritty look good, but as someone who told me the Kraken selecting Boy as their mascot shows that expansion draft isn't the only thing the Kraken flubbed on. Very good, Justin. I like that. Hey, Simon, I just wanted to ask how they decide for the captain. So like the main captain, the coach, and the coach will decide on the captain, the coaches, captain, and the associate captains. Would I do McAvoy and Swayman for Demko and Rathbone? No, I wouldn't. I like McAvoy a lot, but I like Demko more. Mills, thoughts on Rathbone? I would love to see him make the roster as a third pairing left shot guy. Chonger says people putting too much into preseason will be laughing. Domination incoming. Love that optimism. Domination. Over under 300 for the number of F-bombs Boudreau's dropped during the preseason. Under now, but will be over by the time the preseason ends. Bailey, I'm concerned that not many of our stars have had a big performance. Do you think that when Brock returns, it could be an X factor? Bailey, I've always been high on Brock. I want him to do well, but slow start. And he's been talking like he wants to have a big season. He can still be a really, really important part of this team, but we got to see it. Harry, what are your thoughts on the Winnipeg Jets putting up a statue of Dale Hawerchuk? I think that's a great idea. Hawerchuk was a really, really good player, and deservedly so. Eli, with talks about Marner on D, do you think that he's better back there or Riley as a forward? Yeah, I've heard about it. I haven't seen. Have they actually experimented with it in an actual game? So it's interesting to me, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the smartest move in the long run. Edmund says, is Pullman fully healthy? He wouldn't be out there if he wasn't. Derek Clay, what do you think will happen to the backup position since we haven't seen Spencer Martin play in the preseason? Martin played one game. I was at that game. I think he'll play in 2 of the next 3. So I still think it's his job. Do you think that Jet Wu will start with the Canucks season opener? No, Brian. I don't think so. Dominic says, I personally think that the Lazar, Joshua, Dickinson line was very good. I'm hoping Dixon can have a better year. Yeah, me too. Me too. Funky U says, I would use a black base and add all colors from the flying skate era, modern era, to symbolize our entire history. Nice. Nice. Jason says, I've seen the Canucks dominate preseason and finish close to last in the regular season. Yeah, that's what I mean. You'd much rather have it go the other way, for sure. The Canucks, that's exactly what we're talking about. I think there hasn't been a lot of chemistry nor intensity. Imagine if we still had McEwen, Lazar, McEwen, Joshua line would go crazy. They'd be tough, but I'm not sure if McEwen is as effective as those two. We'll see. Shannon, when the NHL teams are in preseason and some players will not make the team, how do the coaches decide who to send down or to keep? Yeah, they just want to. You have to factor in a salary a little bit, but more importantly, it's simply they'll take their best players, and the longer a guy is around through the preseason means the more chance he has of making the team, but that's no guarantee, obviously. So the coaches get together, Shannon, and they decide who they want on their team for sure. Harry, if the Canucks get Grubauer, who would we give up? For a goalie, I'd give up the most a roster player, but not a high one. I'm not sold on Grubauer completely, and the Canucks would not get Grubauer because they already have Demko. Top shelf, I'm hoping the Canucks just need time to build chemistry with the new players. We'll see how well they adjust to all the injuries. That is true. Can Vancouver pick up a right-hand D if someone gets cut, replace some waivers? Yep, we can. We can. Just a matter of what's the quality of that type of player. If you made a necklace out of Chris Tane's teeth, which tooth would you choose? None. That's disgusting. I don't know. I'd choose the longest tooth, I guess, if he has any of them. Grubauer for DiPietro, I would do that, but there's no way Seattle does that. Does Rathbone still make the opening night roster? I sure hope so. Carol, I don't think they'll sign Horvat before the season starts. Do you think they'll sign them halfway through? I'm a little concerned. Yeah, I kind of think if they don't sign him halfway, yeah, that's a good point. Because they could say they don't want to negotiate during the season, but that is leaving it a little bit, cutting a little bit close. I still think, or maybe I hope, that they do sign him before the season starts. Carroll doesn't like the way the defense is, and I hope they give the coach a new contract. Yeah, I think they're going to wait to see how he does this year. Sidhu, do you feel the preseason is too long? Earlier on the Steve Dangle Podcast Network, Steve was making an argument with Adam and Jesse about how he feels that preseason at most should be 4 games. No, I don't think it's overly long, truly, because training camp's so short. So I don't think it's too long, especially for guys trying to make the team and guys to get back into game shape. Scott says, how about the flying V and the salmon orange? I wasn't sold on the salmon orange. Dominic Clay, do you think we will trade anyone before a regular season? No, I don't think we'll actually trade. Teams don't usually trade in the 2 weeks before the preseason, before the regular season. They're more looking at waiver pickups. Jason from Van City Experts, do we even win 1 or 2 preseason games? They got to win 1, if not 2. Boudreau doesn't have a contract similar to Greener last year. Well, he's got a contract for this year. Do you think, like Green, Boudreau plays for a job and not for the best of the team? No, I don't think he'll do that because I think Rutherford would see past that. So I think he's just gonna. It can be both. He can play to win and for his job, and for the best of the team. I mean, I think it can still be both. Did Bowie get cut? Yeah, I've not seen him in any list, so maybe he's gone. No problem, KT. Glad you're here. Andreas, how do you think Rathbone has looked so far? I think he's looked pretty good. Not amazing, but he's on my opening night roster. Jaskrin doesn't want to trade Horvat. Would you rather be Chris Tanev and block a slap shot each day with no gear, or be forced to eat the Brandon Tanev mugshot face? Well, some would say I'm already doing a mugshot face even when I'm not doing one, so I'll go with the Brandon Tanev mugshot. Will Virtanen get a contract offer from the Oilers? I'm guessing no. Can I see a buyout happening next summer? Would Dickinson or Poole make sense, or do their contracts go on too long? Dickinson is going into year 2 of 3, so he would make sense. Pullman is only going to year 2 of 4, so he would not make sense. Simon says, how did they decide to put them on waivers? Yes, when you put a player on waivers, it goes out to the entire league, and then they all have a chance to claim that player. Eli, thank you that you love the stream. Danny Kaiser, yes or no? No. If yes, how much? No. Top shelf. I'll take a winless preseason and 3-0 regular season. Heck, I'll take 82-0. I live in Edmonton. The Canucks will win against the Oilers. I like that, Brian. Madison Bowie went to the Habs. Thank you, Major Moose. And thank you, King RJ. What are your expectations for Hoglander in this season? I think what his play so far, he's been very motivated. I would expect him to stick in the top 12 somehow with injuries or earning a spot. And I think 30 points for him. DiPietro is still on the team. He's gotten a little bit of duty with Colin Delia, but the Canucks are really riding Demko, Seelovs, and I think Martin for the next little bit. If your salmon is orange, you might want to consider purchasing salmon elsewhere. I should know that. I eat a lot of that salmon. Props to Tana for just standing there half the time eating Ovechkin one-timers. Wonder Beagle gets Brian Boyle treatment and gets a shot as a fourth-line center. Yeah, his game has really dropped off. We'll see. Jacob Yashiro Hirano was one of the first cuts, so he'll be in Abbotsford this season. High T says, if you don't hear the names of AHL players from last season, they've probably moved on. Great point. Thoughts on Whitecaps winning next week to make the playoffs? Yes, I was at that game last night. It was a lot of fun. They won 2-0. Very fun atmosphere. Still a lot has to happen, but I think if somehow all those things happen and they do get in, I think they could actually do something, do some damage for sure. Yes, the Canucks play Edmonton twice in preseason still, and then they open their season against them. Nux fan, what's the Canucks goal song? They still haven't decided. They've been trying a few at the 3 home games so far. This is probably a good place to wrap up. We're at 100 people. I think people are here excited for the giveaway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up the podcast part first. So then again, I don't think it makes for great listening when they're on the podcast listening us do a draw. So let me wrap up the podcast part here. I'll play my outro, but make sure you stick around if you want to win these tickets. So for all of you, thank you for watching. Let's give a shout out firstly to the moderators. Thanks again for your good work. To legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, and to Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thank you for all of your support as well. Thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Realty, and to Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. And thanks to all of you. Carol, thank you for the donation tonight. Thanks to all of you who liked the video. You're still welcome to donate. I don't do this for the donations, but you're still welcome to do that. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. And thank you for your support as always. So tomorrow, Canucks After Dark, Parker and me starting at 10 o'clock. Then I usually start my show on Mondays at just 5 after 11, about 11:05, just so I have a couple minutes of transition time between Canucks After Dark and this show. So thanks everyone for being here. Like I said, make sure you stick around after I play the outro so you can then have a chance to win 2 tickets to this Friday's game. So as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And I got to tell you, earlier today, I ordered a chicken and an egg from Amazon. I'll let you know. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah. Buck buck. Oh, good. You're still here. Do you guys get that joke? That was I thought that was pretty funny actually. I thought that was really good. And if you don't get it, then did I just cluck? I'm actually not sure what the heck that was. I think it's time to give away some tickets. So this is what I'm going to do, my friends. I will put up a banner and a warning. Not even a warning. Yeah, Loopy Clay, because I got my shot today. Hey, that rhymes. Oh, shucks. Don't click on that link I just put in because I typed the wrong thing in. Let me delete that. Let's try that again. But you see it on your screen. You can go to that website right now. Yeah, don't click on the one I just put in. I forgot the L of tinyurl. tinyurl.com/CCC October 2. Okay, let's try that one. And I can give you lots of time, but I will say this, my friends. As you see on the screen, this is a giveaway for 2 tickets to this Friday's preseason game. It's courtesy of Van City Experts Real Estate. And you get to sit next to me and my son Jacob. So you can talk to him about his bowling exploits. You can talk to me about whatever you want to know about me while we watch, hopefully, the Canucks win their final preseason game of the year. This is what I do ask you guys as you go over there and fill out the form. Only enter if you know that you can make the game or you know that you can give the tickets to someone who can. What I absolutely do not want, and I'll basically ban you from this channel if you do this. I have my ways. You cannot win these with the intention of selling them. That is just wrong on so many levels. Morally, ethically, which is almost the same thing. Then it would be like it'd be randomness 2 times removed because someone might win this tonight who I've never met, which is cool. That's kind of the cool part. I'm looking forward to a meeting. If it's someone I know, great. If it's someone I don't know, great. And then you'll get to meet me and Jacob and watch a game with me. And if you can't make it and you give the ticket away to someone else that can make it, that's fine. Then I wouldn't have known any different anyways because I didn't know you. Then I don't know them. So that's fine. But what I don't want is you selling the ticket because this is given to me by our sponsor, Van City Experts Realty, and then Van City Experts Real Estate. I just realized it's Van City Experts Real Estate. I've been saying Van City Experts Realty this whole time because it used to be Van City Experts Realty Group. Now it's Van City Experts Real Estate. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Jason. If you're watching this, I will do better from here on in. But more importantly, let's get back on topic. Go to that website, tinyurl.com/CCC October 2, or you can click on the link I just put in. But yeah, the only criteria I have is that you only enter if you can either make it and if you... Oh, it's not the Red Wings, right? It's Arizona. Thank you. Man, this is just a disaster. You're right. I'm not sure if anyone's going to watch the actual opponent, but you're right. It's the Coyotes. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who pointed that out. See, I told you I'm a little loopy. See, yet it's nailed it. I'm a little loopy because I don't think because maybe my booster shot is kicking in. So I edited the form as well. But yes, it is the Canucks and Coyotes, not the Canucks and the Red Wings. Thank you for that, for everyone that pointed that out. It's funny while you guys are putting these up. Jason says, let's get some likes on this video because we're doing a giveaway. No problem, Coach Rob. You have other chances to win. Yes, about the Red Wings, sorry. Yes, about the Red Wings, sorry. If a person wins, can they donate them to someone? Absolutely, Nux fan. That is a very nice thing to do, for sure. Jason says, can we ban them from the arena? Oh, I don't know if we have that much power if they end up selling them. Yeah, High T, obviously, but it's interesting. I won't get into it here, but I've also had this discussion with friends. When they win tickets, say at a company raffle, for instance, is that okay if you sell them? I know some people have no problem with selling them because their thought is it wasn't theirs to begin with. This one's a little different because we're supposed to be community and you get to sit next to me, so I should know who I'm sitting next to, or at least by name. But yes, reselling is not cool. Yes, Red Wings, I know. It used to be Van City Experts Real Estate Group. We took off the group. So why do I keep saying realty? Yeah. Jason says, if you win and go, there may be food and drinks for you as well. Nice. Okay, a lot of you guys, people entering. That's great. Arizona State Coyotes. Jason says, hit the like to raise your chances to win. I'm not sure how that works, but... Jason says, we might make them pick them up at will call. Okay, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out for sure. Johnny, if they sell the tickets, we need to recreate the clay meme, but with the thumbs going down instead. That would be heartbreaking. That is pretty funny. Okay, friends, I'm going to give you, I'll hide this. I'll put the link up one more time. I'm going to give you 3 more minutes to enter. 3 more minutes to enter. And then we will do this draw. I already see 40 entrants, which is pretty cool. Well, Shannon says, if I win, as Coach Rob says, he cannot go, but I entered, and I know who I'm going to pass them on to in the stream. Wow. Maybe Don Cherry II, use, I fixed it. My first link was wrong. No one else is having a problem. Make sure you're doing this one, Don Cherry. tinyurl.com/CCC October 2nd, October 2. I'm going to keep this. Let's see. Ricky says, good evening, brother. Tonight officially feels like hockey season. I finished up 2 fantasy drafts. Nice. Yeah, I'll be at the Arena 2 on Friday. Karan's asking, how's everyone's team doing? And then I agree with King RJ. I'm going to leave this up here for a minute. Can we just appreciate Jason Lim for everything he does for us? Constantly doing giveaways and giving back to the community. Thank you, Jason and Clay, for everything. Yes, King RJ, I echo this, and Jason knows we didn't know each other before, and we've become actually really, really good friends through his support of me and this community. And I know Jason and I talk every day now. And we go out to eat, we meet, we chat, we discuss strategy, we discuss Canucks, we get mad, not at each other, but about the team. And I can safely say that for Jason, he does this because not for the adulation, for the credit, for the recognition. He does this because he loves giving back. He loves giving people opportunities that they might not have usually, i.e. going to a game in some really nice seats. So for that, and for support, yes, let's give Jason some love, as many of you are doing in the chat, and rightfully so. Thank you. Yeah, I will check for double entries. I lie. Don't worry. Okay, you got 1 minute, and then I'm cutting it off. 1 minute, you guys. No problem, Dave. We will make it work. And I think Maui's better than the Canucks preseason game, even though it is sitting with me and Jacob. Moral, you can enter. No, you worry about your own flights. Jason doesn't sponsor us that much. But you can enter and then give me instructions what to do with them if you win. Justin sums it up well. Thank you so much, Jason. We appreciate you and your generosity. Eli, I'm doing the draw in 2 minutes. Like right now. We're doing the draw tonight. And technically, you don't even have to be here to win it, but it's always cool when you are, because then you can just brag in the chat. Harry says, thank you, Jason and Clay, for the giveaways you guys do. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we give away a lot on the channel, but mostly because of Jason. Justin says, do we have to re-enter after the Red Wings correction? No, it's fine. Your original, your original entry is fine. It was just a cosmetic change, Justin. Shannon says, let's give Jason some love, as he does a lot, and he tells me along with Clay and Andrew and Coach Rob that he will get me over to see my first game. We will get that happening for sure. And this is a good way to end off. Don Cherry II says, I should be doing my socials homework, but the tickets matter more. Don Cherry, what grade are you in? That's funny. Okay, friends, 30 seconds, and then I'm cutting it off. And then I'm going to get you to chat amongst yourselves as I get everything ready. But yes, you have 30 seconds to get your entry in. And then I'm going to pull all the entries. And then unlike last week, I will not display all of your real names on the stream. I will hopefully get it right and only do YouTube handles. That was not my finest moments. You're in grade 11. Nice, Don. Nice, Don Cherry. No, if everyone if you double entered and it wasn't on purpose, it was because you thought it was a new link or because I screwed up the opponent. That's fine. I will check real quick. Funk you. That's very nice of you. It's actually not Shannon's Oh, maybe it is. Sorry, I don't want to say the wrong thing because I missed them. I missed a bit of the chat. Brian says, if I win, Clay, you can donate them to some kids in your church. That is very kind of you, Brian. So let's see what happens. And then Jaskrin's also in grade 11. Okay, I better start reading comments. That's it. Cutting it off right now. If you're not in, I'm sorry, but we've been doing it for 10 minutes. I got to download these responses. Okay, friends, so talk amongst yourselves for a minute or so. And then as I get this ready, okay? So let me just download these responses. Maybe give a score prediction. Yeah, put in the chat your score prediction for tomorrow's game, the Canucks and the Oilers in Edmonton. Oh, yes, lots of entries. This is nice, you guys. This is good. Okay, and I will take the proper column this time, I promise. That was so embarrassing, you guys. That was so embarrassing. Then I sort this. Oh, I'm getting excited. Do I see any doubles? Yeah, I see a couple of doubles. One person entered 3 times, but I will let that go. Almost done, you guys. Sorry, I know this isn't the most thrilling video. That's why I cut off the podcast. I'm just making sure that there's no other duplicates. Just making sure there's no one in here that I don't like that can win. No, I like everyone in here. Okay. Okay. See some familiar names. See some new names. All good. Okay, friends. I'm almost ready to do this. Let's try this. And then right before I put up this wheel, tell me out of 10. Actually, I'll just put it up and then we'll talk about it. Tell me out of 10 how much you like this wheel. Whether you like the sound, whether you like the visual. Tell me out of 10 how much you like this wheel. Is it do nothing for you, so it's a 0, it's a 1 or a 2, or do you love it because it's a 10, whatever it may be? How much do you like this wheel? So we got a 10, we got a 9.2, we have a 7. I got a 15 from Mills. Oh, and Justin says, if I don't win, try and find me Friday, and I'll try to hook you up with something, food or drink, where else I'm working. Love it. Love it. Love the generosity in this community. No, the wheel is not supposed to have sound right now, only when I spin it for real. I think it is about time that we do this. So let's just spin this, and then I'll talk to you in the chat to see if you're still in here and to make sure that you can go or someone else can. So here's all your names, everyone that entered. I'm going to randomize it 3 times and then spin. 1, 2, 3. And this person is going to be the person that wins 2 tickets to this Friday's game. Scott, I see your name. Don't look on the wheel. Look here. I see your name, and I see it on the wheel. Don't worry. You are in there. It's right here. Yes, Mills. I love this wheel. Here. Oh, I pressed it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Shannon almost won. But the winner is Missy So. So congratulations to Missy. Missy, are you in the chat right now? Let me know, Missy, if you are in the chat right now. I just see a lot of comments flying through, but I don't know if Missy's still in the chat right now. Missy, you are here. Awesome. Missy, can you go to the game this Friday? Or will you be giving it to... Actually, you don't have to tell me now. But you can. Actually, no, Missy, you don't have to tell me if you're going to the game. Well, you can tell me offline. What I want to know is is it going to be either you or someone that you can give it to? That's what I want to know. I just want to make sure that you can indeed go, or you know someone that can go, and that we don't have to give it away to someone else. Oh, did Missy say yes? Okay, great. Awesome. And this is kind of a cheap way to get like this video if you like the wheel and you want me to do more giveaways. Well, I think the answer is pretty obvious. So that was really good, you guys. Thank you for being such good sports. And Missy, I will contact you this week. I have let me just check to make sure that I do have your phone number and email, that you put everything in properly. Yeah, okay. I will find you, Missy, and I see your real name, but I'm actually smarter now. I'm not going to give it away. I will email you as soon as the stream's done, and we will figure out how to make it work. And once again, thanks to everyone who entered, and thanks to Jason for the generosity. And Mill says, Clay, next time you should spin it 3 times. No, I randomized the list 3 times, and then I spin once, because it would be very maddening if you'd win the first spin and then say that didn't count. So no, I think the way I do it is good, is randomizing it 3 times and then actually spinning. Don, I was going to give my tickets to someone for them to do my homework. Sam says the wheel is awesome. Harry says, when is your next giveaway? Not sure yet. Don't want to make it too often. Mill says 90 people, 12 likes. Not sure what he's looking at. I see 55 likes, but not that I'm counting. And we will go from there. Let's go to our games now. As always, if you've played already, don't cheat. Don't spoil it for others. Moral, still the founder of the GLCPC, but I did shorten my intro, both on my YouTube videos and in the streams, because I thought the intros were getting a little bit too long. So that is one thing that I did cut. But it's obvious. Look at me. Come on. And look at all you guys. Let's finish the stream off by playing a few of the games. And we will start with Ordle. Who is this? Who is this? Thank you, Johnny Canuck, for that offer as well. And as Justin says, if you have played or know the answer, don't ruin it. Thank you. Fangirl was first in with Bo Horvat. And we got right, that's a Western Conference player who's 27 years old. So I saw Mitch Marner. That's an Eastern Conference player, so we can go with that. Oh shoot, I messed up. What am I doing? No, it is a Western Conference player. I'm sorry guys, I wasted one of our guesses. I'm so bad. So I'm looking for a Western Conference player who's in the Central Division, and I guess we got one. We've by my wasted guess, we now know he's a righty, and he's not a right winger. So I'm looking for a left winger, a D-man or a goalie who's in the Central Division, who's 27 years old. Does all that make sense? So I need a Central Division player who's 27 years old. Where does Matt Duchene play? I see Duchene a couple times in there. Okay. Oh, what did I guess them? We know he's not Canadian. Okay, I need a Central Division player who's not from Canada. Justin says Yossi, and I like that one. I like that one. Ooh, okay. Not bad guess. So now I need a defenseman. Oh, I shouldn't have guessed Yoshi because of Nashville. Now I need a defenseman from the Central Division who's 27 years old, who's right shot, and who's not from Canada or whatever country this is. I see a lot of Devon Taves. Oh, no, he's Canadian. What am I doing? Okay, I got to concentrate. I got to get a defenseman from the Central who's not from... So Klingberg could work. How come his name not it? No, doesn't Klingberg play for Anaheim now? No, I'm not going to put in Klingberg. Oh, Switzerland. Thank you. We're going to get this one. Is Nate Schmidt Canadian or American? No. Oh, is that him? Oh, okay. Good guess. Winnipeg, defense, Central American. It's either, isn't it Morrissey or Trouba? Isn't one of those two guys? Or is Pionk? Is it Pionk? Whoops, I should learn how to spell. Good thing I didn't go with... Oh, yeah, Trouba's... Yeah, see? Oh, that was close, you guys. I was sweating. But yes, Neil Pionk, right shot defenseman from Winnipeg, American, 27 years old, 6 feet. So we got it. Thank you. I will not be so excited. Remember, Loopy Clay, I got my booster shot today. Let's go with guesses now. Good job, you guys. You know, I'm going to start with Trouba because I see it right in front of me. I will provide the first guess today. And it takes care of 3 vowels, actually. Not a bad guess. So T... not my fourth booster, my fourth shot, my second booster, whatever. It was my fourth shot today. Trouba. It got us the T, the R, and the A. So I will take the next guess I see in the chat that has a T, R, and an A in it. Remember, 6 letters. It has to have a T, an R, and an A, but not in those spots. What do we got? Ranta. Very good. Oh, no, it can't be Ranta because it ends with the A. Sorry, Jasper. Good try. Good try, Tyson. Can't be Ranta. Can't end in an A. What do we got? What do we got? Who is Attire? I don't think there's a player named Attire. You guys, it can't be Ranta because it doesn't end in an A. So we need another name. Another 6-letter name. Is there a player named Attire? 2 people have said it now. Remember, this is a hockey player name. This isn't yeah. I just need to check. Actually, oh no, it can't be Horvat because there's no O. Can't be Horvat because there's no O. Someone's playing Wordle. Okay, friends, let's go. We got to get going here. We need a 6-digit name. 6-digit. I am loopy. We need a 6-letter name that has an A, an R, and a T, but not in those spots. Is anyone's name end in Art? Or Arthur? Oh, Ty Ratty. A great guess, Don Cherry. Great guess. Yeah, it includes retired players too. So this is a little confusing, but this is really good. We know that the A is in the 2nd position. We know the T is in the 4th position. We also know there's an R and there's an E. So we gained an E out of that. So the R can be in one of these 3 spots. T-R-Y. Ooh. Carter. Yeah, that fits. I think we're right. Nicely done, Justin. Jeff Carter, you got it. Very good. Very good. Actually, Martin, it's funny. Martin would have fit that criteria too. M-A-R-T. Oh, no, because of the I, it wouldn't have. Very good, Justin. Very, very good. And we will wind up tonight by playing Wordle. Five letters. Oh, Anson Carter. I wonder if Missy's still in here. Or she just took the tickets, the win and ran, which is fine. I'm excited to see who Missy is. All right, Tyson comes in with skate, which I do like. 2 vowels, 2 common letters. The K I'm not fond of, but... So there's a T somewhere else, and then it ends in E. Missy, you're still here. That's awesome. You don't have to stay just because you won, but I'm glad you are. Missy's it, and you're the one coming to the game on Friday? That's awesome. Shout out to Rush Hour Carter. Very good. Carter Hart. So I'll take the next word that has an E. Oh, at the end, twine does work. Jaskaren. Wow. Yeah, Missy, we play Word. We used to play it every night actually, but now we just play it every Sunday. Jaskaren, that was pretty solid. And I know Jaskaren doesn't lie. Doesn't cheat. He makes fun of me, but he doesn't cheat. Nicely job. Nicely job. Nicely job, Jaskaren. Nice job. Oh, you're at the Seattle game too. Okay, good. So you go to a lot of games. That's awesome. Great job, Jaskaren. No need to. Yeah, that's great. That is great. So once again, we go 3 for 3 because we are simply that good. You guys, we've gone for an hour and a bit. I still want to upload the podcast, the first half. So thanks to everyone for being here tonight. And I won't go through the whole list of thank yous that I did already. But members, moderators, sponsors, contest enterers, subscribers, donors, all of you. Thank you for being here tonight. We have a game to talk about tomorrow night. Again, Canucks After Dark at 10 o'clock. And this show just after 11. Look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow night. And just so you know, I'm going to play the outro one more time just because I love playing the outro. And thank you. I was a little bit loopy. Actually, it was a bit of a longer night for me, but I enjoyed it. It was stuff I loved doing. I had the Zoom chat with the Legends and the Hall of Fame members. Then I had my Keeper League draft. and then I had this obviously. So gonna probably clean up a little bit, do a bit of studying, and then hit the sack. So thank you for being here. I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, but the fact that you were here with me, I appreciate you. So on your way out, subscribe, like, comment, donate, all those things, and I'd love to see you tomorrow night. And Missy, once again, congratulations, and I look forward to meeting you on Friday. That's gonna be cool. That's gonna be very, very cool. Okay, friends, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And Sunday, consider yourself lucky. You get a bonus bad joke. You ready? To the person who earlier today stole my place in the queue, I'm after you now. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.